Well, welcome back to Jeff Lewis Obsessed, where we recap Jeff Lewis live every night at 6 o'clock California time. I am Sarah in Texas.
Hi, I'm Kelly in California.
Yeah, I'm liking the lipstick.
I'm going back to a little bright. It's funny, I set up and I turned it on. And I was like, my God, I look horrible. And then
I love it.
No. I forgot to turn on my little selfie light. Like I said, lighting is everything.
Oh, yeah. Mine's not very bright anymore. Maybe it's...
Yeah, you need some battery action.
Oh, well, that's without anything.
Oh, yeah, you can't. That's better. You know what it is? It's because
I'm not very close. That's what it is.
Yeah, you have to be like...
Hello.
Oh, and my owie, I didn't get just a little bit of bruising on this side. That's it.
Well, good. It's not going to scar.
No.
It looks good. Well, today was Monika and Carrie, the two hot MILFs. I almost wrote MILFs on my story, and I thought fucking Instagram will probably get me in trouble again, so I couldn't even write mothers I'd like to fuck.
They're censoring us so bad. Not specifically me, but I do have to, after what's happened to you, it would suck if I got also, canned or whatever.
I know.
They're being crazy right now.
Yeah.
Go after.
By the way, do you have a backup account? I do have a backup account.
I have my
Obsessed backup if we ever do get crashed completely by Instagram.
I don't. I just have my personal account.
So we would figure something out. But yeah.
We'll figure something out. Yeah.
Or I would fly to California. We would do the lives together.
Yes.
Maybe we'd be like Brandy and Julie, do they live together? Is she still married?
I know.
Are they lesbians?
You know what's so funny? I was looking through past episodes and I watched the first time Julie and Brandy, or maybe the second time they were on.
Really?
Yeah, it's recent.
On the clips?
They taped, it was one of the ones that the taping of the whole podcast. So when you go to the video section, it says 93 videos.
Yeah.
But Brandy was mad at him. I had forgotten, because remember when they didn't show up to Doug C&K and,
yes.
Jeff said a bunch of stuff like they were lovers and they're irresponsible.
Yes. Yeah.
And so when they came back on, I didn't realize he must have really pissed her off, because he was very apologetic. And she was like, yeah. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah. And she was I think her husband probably jumped her ass, because he's like, hello, you're married. Why don't you make it clear that you're married, not a lesbian with Julie, which is fine. But if you don't know the full story, people ask every single time, are they married? Do they live together? Because, they don't really clarify it. So,
well, sometimes it sounds like they live together too.
Yeah. Yeah. They talk about sleeping over and taking showers. And when they both.
The question, it says, right. It says, when did each of y'all create your Jeff Lewis accounts?
Oh, good question. Oh my God, we have questions like that. So I had the idea to do the Instagram Live the day after we all came back from the Amazon launch party, Hollywood House Lift, in June 2022. And I could look it up when I DM'd Jeff and asked him for permission.
It was in June.
I just wanted to run it. Well, when I changed the account, though, I don't know when I made it Jeff Lewis, which was Jeff Lewis Stalker. When I changed the name, because remember, it was my kid's account before. It was my mom account.
Right. And then I started this account, but I think it was late June, and I started the Jeff Lewis Chump, somewhere around there.
Yeah. So I had Jeff Lewis Stalker, which I thought was super funny, but ultimately I kept getting in trouble, and I just figured just make it a little bit better name.
Right.
Jeff Lewis Obsessed. So yeah, probably late June.
Yeah.
5-ish months. Anyways, and speaking of, this, but I talked to someone today and they had some really good ideas, kind of some things we've been talking about, leaning into the podcast thing. So,
which is what we always wanted to do.
Yeah. So we're just trying to see, it certainly wouldn't be a Patreon. We're not trying to make money. We
no,
as much as I would love for y'all to help with my 5 kids going to college, that's not our plan at all. So it would all still be free, but we do lean into the podcast situation, just for better ease of being able to transmit the information, even though the replays are on Instagram, our YouTube channel, Spotify, blah, blah, blah. Anywho, okay, let's talk about Monika and Carrie. 4 days without Shane. Jeff did pretty well. He called 2 hours after he left for the airport.
It's so true. Technology is great until it's not working. So he probably has, if one time my cell phone for 2 weeks, it didn't work correctly, and I couldn't do maps. I couldn't order Amazon. I couldn't, there were so many things that you rely on with your phone, but not just phone calls. So I could tell, I could totally get that Jeff was spooked.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody said, would we continue to do our after shows? That is something I love doing. I love doing these.
Yes.
So I can't imagine not. And we love hearing what y'all say. We love the comments.
One of our hard things that everybody tells us.
We love the interaction.
Yeah, everybody tells us to do it over Zoom. However, Zoom does not allow the ability to interact with fans at the same time. And we've heard of, what is it, Twitch? Skitch?
Yeah, somebody mentioned Twitch.
Your mama itches? I don't know.
We'll figure it out, let y'all know. Well,
yeah.
So I do love that, but 4 days, that's a long time. They do seem to miss each other. Remember whenever, I think it was last Christmas, and Shane went home, he got COVID, and so his trip was even more delayed.
Yes.
First of all, Jeff loves to be with, please make it longer than an hour. Oh, our ADD hits us around 35 minutes, and we get tired of ourselves.
Well, I
think other people would definitely get tired after 35 minutes, but thank you. God bless you.
Sarah has ADHD, but I start to go off the rails at about 35 minutes.
Self-diagnosed.
I go off the rails after 35 minutes and no longer makes sense. So you got me for a solid 35, and that's about it.
Sometimes 37 minutes. Exactly.
Yeah, I have to.
Y'all are awesome, though. Thank you. But we know that Jeff he's like me. He wants to do something he wants to do everything with somebody right next to him. He loves his little buddy, Shane.
I'm not like that.
I know you're not. Our friend Ting had a story today. She's doing a pod on doing stuff alone versus not. And so he said to respond. And I said, I love doing everything with somebody. I said, I would either rather even go to the grocery store with my 5 kids than go alone. It's just more fun.
You know what's crazy? Fun. Because I always said, being a teacher and a single parent, I never had a break. And so that's why I valued my alone time. But you also are around kids all the time. I don't understand why you just don't value that time just to hear nobody's voice.
Okay. But I get that Monday through Friday from the time the last one gets on the bus at 7:40 a.m. till the other ones come home from high school around 3 p.m.
Okay, yeah.
So I get that Monday through Friday. Now I do things like go to the gym and see my friends. I have lunch with people, stuff like that. But I get a lot of alone time, and I do love that.
Yeah.
I have grown to love that for sure. But I love that he had to call him and ask him about the technology question, which is right up Jeff's alley. Who needs to know about your car if you've got a 25-year-old assistant? Is he 25 or just 26?
I thought he was 27, and I keep hearing 25 and 26, and I thought it was 27 is the oldest I've heard.
Now, he's definitely not 27. Now I'm confused, though. I think he just turned 26 in January, which means he'd almost be 27. I don't know. But Shane, he probably pays for his cell phone bill.
Right.
So, of course, he's going to answer it. Did you realize that are Monica and George still together, or are they just playing the mommy-daddy thing for holidays? I don't know.
No, well, I remember maybe it wasn't last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. Jeff said on the radio when Monica was on, I want to set you up, or I know someone, or are you still with... Something was said to make me believe that she and George still, not, I don't want to say hit it on the side, but I think...
Just hit it on the side. That sounds much better.
I think might be romantic partners and maybe had a discussion about not seeing other people, but they're not really together kind of a thing.
Interesting. So
He's hot. He is hot.
Okay, so I cannot remember. I can't visualize what he looks like. Of course, if he was married to Monica, I would hope he's hot as hell.
Was it NCIS? He was on one of those famous shows. He has an amazing jawline, super square, rugged man. Oh, God. Somebody look it up. I think it's NCIS or one of those criminal. Yeah, he's hot.
Okay, I'm totally going to have to look up.
And he was also on Flipping Out season 11 with Monica.
Well, that's what I couldn't remember it from, is what he looked like. I just remember her doing most of the talking. And then, of course, they end up being one of the couples that Jeff works with that divorces, because everyone that works with Jeff ends up divorcing. CSI?
And he has dark hair. He's very handsome. NCIS. CSI and say hi.
That's not the same show that What's her face works on? Doug's friend, Liz Rome.
No, she's Law and Order.
So many of those. See, I'm not into those shows. I'm so much into reality. I can't deal with the fake.
Oh, I love the
fake news and bad murders and all that shit. No. Oh, George Eads, Eads. I'm totally looking that boy up. Can't wait.
Yeah, he's hot.
So she has a hot ex-husband. She's freaking adorable and hot as can be.
Oh,
so cute, so sexy. A cute little girl named Dylan and a fun mom. What the hell?
I think she keeps it on the down low because I think her and George are kind of,
Well, whatever it is, they spent Thanksgiving with Stu. Who else was there? Scary Sherry. Should you not even be surprised that she was there? Kian was there.
And who wasn't there? Tom and Claudia.
Yeah. But they said they usually don't spend Thanksgiving with them.
You know what I wrote down?
Stu was there being pissed off at the food.
I said angry Stu because he was mad. Sarah, who I love, Sarah from Flipping Out season 5.
Me too.
Just watched her bachelorette party in Las Vegas. Sarah, Carrie's sister. Stu was upset because she brought macaroni and cheese not in something kind of a fancy dishware. But what I remember is it was either the Labor Day party or Memorial Day that Stu catered, the real fancy one with the lobsters.
Memorial?
Yeah. And Paul and Patrick brought their Armenian or hummus in a dish that didn't match the dishware that Stu had. And he got pissed off that day. So Stu is serious about the aesthetic of the dishware. And it's serious. It's serious.
Okay, so that makes sense. Because remember when he did a story, what's that brand, Staub? Staub? He bought all those dishes and they'd come in the mail or their pans. And he was talking about how they would all match. So that makes sense. This is all ingrained in him first of all, he's a chef and he's gay. Right. So of course he wants his shit to match, right?
Well, not only that, I think it's more pleasing to the eye when everything, it matches. Someone said Jeff was kind of controlling in the Flipping Out episode with Sarah. No fucking
kind
of. He's been controlling for 11 seasons plus.
I think he's been controlling for 52 years.
There you go. That's a better way to say it.
I mean, my goodness. Who else was there? Oh, it sounds like Stu's friend Ronnie, whenever he got on the Instagram Live last week and he was going bowling with his friend Ronnie. So now we know her name is really Ronnie Tits.
It's Ronnie, show me your tits, Ronnie Tits. I swear that Todd, he loves boobs. And Carrie has like the best boobs in the world.
So does Jeff. Jeff loves a good tit.
Hopefully,
so does Andy Cohen. Jeff loves Andy Cohen loves titties too.
Speaking of titties, I was saving this for later, but Pepper wanting to feed Kian, and I thought in my head, please play Barbarian. Please reference the baby bottle and the feeding, and they did, and I was like, thank you.
That was hilarious.
Thank you.
Also, that Stu's. Okay, did you get any DMs about someone saying, or they were telling me that Jeff's sweater was too short too?
Jeff's
in the picture.
That's so the thing.
He's complaining about Chef Stu not buying the right size shirts and them being too short. And then the sweater he's got on today, he's got a little T-shirt underneath. You know how girls have the trend is to have like a shirt underneath it to add a layer for the length? He's got that on today. So someone maybe two different people DM me and said, what is he talking about Stu for whenever his sweater doesn't fit him today?
Well, not only that, we saw from the TiVo video that he had his tramp stamp out and was showing his crop top off to everybody.
I know. He's an XL, Wendy says. Give it up, Jeff. You're an XL.
Time out. How can Shane be a large and Jeff is an extra large? I'm like, there's no way. Shane is like...
Only in that brand.
But even in that brand, that makes no sense. There's two Shanes to one Jeff, and I'm not throwing shade. Like, this is one half of Shane. This is a Shane on Jeff, and this is a Shane on Jeff. So there's no way that he wears a large.
Are you saying Jeff's a 2XL at Suit Supply? He would just vomit.
Shane. He's a 2 Shane.
He would just vomit. Oh, my gosh.
Makes no sense.
Left, right, center. Have you played that? It's very competitive. But they're doing it with money, which is super competitive.
Oh, we've always played with money, but I mean, we don't it's like you win $12 or whatever.
Yeah, we didn't do hundreds. We did coins, or we've done M&Ms before with the kids. which was super disgusting because then you realize their hands are touching every single M&M like over and over again.
I love a good game. I'm so competitive. I will not be like Todd, but I'm very competitive and I want to win. In fact, one of the first times I played Bunko, they had like 3 categories. I won all 3 categories and took $300. And I was just somebody's friend that showed up. And
they were pissed. They were bad now.
Hated me. Weeks. They're like, she cheated. And I was like, no, bitch.
Well, you can't cheat with, you know what I mean?
Beginner's luck.
We played a game at Thanksgiving. It was probably, the men mostly watched TV, the football game, but it was probably 15 of us playing this game. It was bingo, Mexican bingo. It was literally Spanish cards, and it was called Spanish bingo, Mexican, whatever the terminology is. What's the right term?
I don't know. I was saying I did not, Wendy.
You cheated. So it's bingo. You cannot cheat. We're doing the cards from we're shuffling everything. My daughter wins like the first 3 games. So I said, because there was prizes, really good prizes, liquor, $20 bill. There was really good prizes. And they were like, oh, she's cheating. And I'm like, it's bingo. Like, you can't cheat in bingo. So then we would trade cards and they would think they got her lucky card and then they wouldn't win. They'd get mad. And I'm like, it's bingo. Like, she has no control over winning or not. It was hilarious. These adults.
It's beginner's luck.
I mean, yeah. It was funny. But Todd does sound like a terrible winner and a terrible loser. He's like banging on the table for them to not win, not to roll the dice well.
As you know, I used to have a big crush on Todd.
Yes. You've lost it, haven't you?
I have now.
Because he doesn't follow you.
That's part of the reason. But yeah, I am now Team Carrie. I will be up in her vagina. Not really. I'm all about Carrie.
Yeah.
But
late in life lesbian, I see.
Todd is a man baby.
Yeah.
Like Jeff.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
Related? Yeah.
Yeah.
The story about them going to take family pictures. Okay, we have 5 kids. Now, they brought their dogs. We've never had dogs to take family Christmas pictures with. She was one of the hot toddies.
Not anymore. Queer for Carrie.
But my husband's never been an asshole. Todd sounded like a complete dick on these Christmas pictures. I felt so terrible for them.
No, not only that he made her clean up all the poop by herself.
That's disgusting.
Ugh. And it's because they fed that poor dog too much turkey and shit at Thanksgiving. That's why.
Oh, was it the next day?
Yeah, because it was Friday that they were going to take pictures. And Jeff even said,
have to go back to work then? He probably doesn't work on a Friday after Thanksgiving, does he?
When you launder money, you have no hours.
Oh, damn. Oh, my God.
From what I've heard.
Delete.
Just kidding, Todd. That's the joke. That's the joke.
It's a joke. We're joshing. Claudia and the dad, they're still not talking, and there's no hope for Christmas Eve. That's sad. But relatable family issues.
I think there is hope for Christmas Eve. I'm not going to.
Okay.
A lot of things can happen. I think here's the thing with Jeff going to therapy, you know that he's going to be talking about these issues, which means he's probably going to be able to deal with it better. The only thing that sucks is he's probably not going to get an apology from Tom. He doesn't seem like a very apologetic, remorseful gentleman.
Sadly, I feel like Tom is a very honest person. It might be brutally honest, as Jeff always says that he is. I think Jeff can say mean things in the moment that he may not mean to, like, Jenny in the past. Like, I think we saw a lot of that on Flipping Out, that type of thing. But I think he really does regret things. I think he just has diarrhea mouth. I think Tom is older and wiser. He says shit that he really believes. So I think he has said some really hurtful and painful things that I don't know that are right. I don't think he's going to apologize either.
Yeah.
Do you think Jeff's going to require an apology? Or he is a very, what do you call it? Recycling. He does forgive people.
He does. And I think he knows that, like, somebody, I think it was Shane had said, like, if somebody talked to me like that, I'd never talk to him again.
Yeah.
And Jeff said, no, I'm not going to, because they've been in this issue before. And the thing is that Jeff doesn't have a lot of family. His mom passed away. His grandma passed away. His dad,
Yeah.
But then
he's not with Monroe's other dad. So they don't have a relationship. Gage's parents don't seem to be involved. So he doesn't have that set up. Like if some people, like my parents are both gone already, but Brian knew them for our whole marriage, but I still have his mom and dad and stepdad. You know what I mean? So I still have that set of parents, sort of.
You know what I thought was weird? Not weird, but just like painful to think about, that Claudia and Tom apparently go to Claudia's families for Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's like, what if some of those people listen to the show, or they're just going
to they do. I never even thought about that.
How do you feel about, like, what's going on? How's Jeff? How's Monroe? And it's just like, because the sad thing is, yes, Jeff acts like a dick and he does all these things, but in writing you have Claudia.
Yeah. Well, and Jeff is still looking at that shit. He took pictures of the iPhone, or what's it called? Apple Watch. And he printed the pictures out. He is staring at that.
It's probably like on the wall, like a serial killer, where they get those little strings to make them connect with the tacks.
Oh my God.
I know. That sucked. That sucked. But wait.
It being in writing is so different though, right?
What did Dorinda say? Say it, forget it, write it, regret it.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah. Something like that. Yeah. Crazy.
Can I talk about Stu's butt crack?
Yeah. Let's talk about Stu's butt crack.
So working at Bravo.
Who was it that Monica said she was checking it out, that it was nice?
Carrie,
yeah.
So at BravoCon, I was up and center in Stu's butt crack. I mean, I was right there watching him bend over. I didn't see a lot of butt crack because his chef's coat covered it, but he does have a nice little bottom. He does. Jeff always says he has a nice fat ass. I wouldn't say it's fat, but he's got a nice bum. Bum.
Yeah. Like he has a distinguished butt, whereas I feel like Jeff's is more rectangular.
If somebody described my butt as rectangular, I would jump off a cliff.
If Jeff heard that, he would die, because he'd be like, when I said that, it sounds like a dad ass to me. Like a dad bod.
I'm thinking of SpongeBob SquarePants. That's all I think about.
I mean, I'm just saying. Oh my goodness. Okay, he barely mentioned this. He did touch on couples therapy this weekend, but it was just a snap. That's all he said about it. On the weekend, you got a couples therapy right after Thanksgiving. It sounded like Thanksgiving went really well. They had fun. Stu was there, he said. He got a little irritated with the food, but he's a chef. I mean, he wanted everything hot and served and presentable.
And I have to say, I cannot stand an unsharp knife. I
did relate to that.
Last night I was trying to cut cherry tomatoes and the fucker wasn't sharp and it was just squishing them and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. When the seeds go everywhere and you're like, no, you need a serrated knife for that. So I mean, a chef and an unsharp knife. Yeah.
They're known for their knives. They carry their knives with them. Don't give me the shit to work with. Whoops, I almost dropped it.
That'd be a little creepy. I've got my knives with me.
But they do. Have you ever watched, what's that show on Bravo? Top Chef.
Yeah.
And they all show up with their, like, what I think of as a makeup bag, like a makeup bag for knives. And they all...
Well, it sounds like hair people. They own their own scissors, and they're like thousands of dollars, and they own them, and they carry them with them everywhere.
Yes.
So Jeff mentioned really quickly that in New York, he's going to be on Watch What Happens Live with Bethany.
I'm so surprised because Bethany has been a bit of a shit show lately.
Yeah, but that's exactly why she needs to be on Watch What Happens Live has really, oh my God, last night with Teddy Mellencamp and John Mellencamp.
Boring.
I literally was about to make a story about how boring the show was. It was so boring, I didn't even want to lift my camera up to record it because I was so nauseated by the show.
I think that she and her dad kind of share the same temperament and kind of like tone. They're not super exciting. Yeah. I feel like sometimes because Watch What Happens Live is, 5 days a week? They're always kind of hunting.
I can't keep up anymore. Some's recorded, some's live. I can't even keep up with the show anymore. I record it, but
I feel like they're always like jonesing for guests.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I
a
feel
lot
like
to fill.
Yeah, I feel like they used to have people that I knew everyone. And now it's like these kind of up and comers or people that are like 78 doing, and I'm like, I don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was hard to watch. It was like so boring. So boring.
Mm.
I liked it. My husband even stayed the whole time. What does that mean, Christina? Watch What Happens Live? I may have missed it.
I think she's saying that he watched it with her the whole time.
Oh, last night? Wow. Was John Mellencamp asleep at one point? And then Andy opens up with something like, I hope you can go 30 minutes without a cigarette. I'm like, damn. He must have been like bitching about, can I smoke or can I vape in here? I don't know.
Yeah.
He started off with it, whatever. And then they were telling a story and they cut to Andy and he's like reading his notes and like writing down stuff. And I'm like, you're not even listening to what they're saying. Like it's only a 30-minute show with commercials.
Somebody asked, did Jeff's mom pass away when he was young? She passed away when he was 18.
Yeah.
And yes, he's very close with Zoila because he sees her as a mother figure.
I mean, Zoila's probably been with him since he was what, late 30s?
Yeah.
I mean, if I had to guess an age. Well, we can figure out his age. He was born in 1970. And we could figure out the year because he had her at least a couple of years before flipping out. And that started in 2007. So we can't do math, but we could figure it out if we had to.
Right now, I feel like I'm talking to you about that birth date game, trying to add those numbers.
That birthday game is still confusing to people on social media. They're still asking, what do you add? I got 300. I'm like, you can't get 300. Like, you literally can't add the numbers and get 300.
28. Jeff was 28 when Zoila came into his life. So, yeah, that's more than...
That's so young.
Almost half his life. And think about the things she does. She cooks for him. She cleans for him. She does his laundry. She folds it, makes his bed. Those are all, like, kind of nurturing things.
Yeah, for sure. And now she takes care of his daughter. Definitely something a grandma would do.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely
Except
something.
Monroe tried to fire her.
Which makes me sad, this upcoming trip to New York City that they leave on Sunday. And instead of Claudia there, it'll probably be Nanny Lisa or somebody. I don't know.
It just makes me sad. It makes me sad because you don't get those memories back.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for Jeff. I feel bad for Claudia. I feel like she doesn't know what to do and she wants to be with Monroe, but she knows she fucked up. It's just sad.
Well, and you can't fake it. I mean, you can't fake hanging out and being with your kid. As much as Monroe is not involved in this, I don't care what anyone. Who is Claudia? Do you listen to Jeff Lewis Live? They thought this was porn. They thought this was porn.
They thought it was porn.
This is when we show our tits.
Sarah does. It's Jeff Lewis's stepmom, his
of
dad's
like 30
wife.
years. So practically like a mother figure to her, for sure.
Why do you think Jeff went with his dad and his brothers went with their mom? This is what I said. Jeff was the oldest out of the three boys, so that his dad would not go and live by himself. Jeff lived with dad, and the two younger boys stayed with mom because they were younger and probably in school and districts and all that shit.
Oh, so you don't have the app. Okay.
How did you find it?
How'd you find us? Well, I guess Jeff Lewis stuff. I should tell you, if you probably don't know this already, there are some fake unofficial Jeff Lewis accounts on YouTube, and they're unofficial. I've made it clear with Shane. They are not anything related to Jeff Lewis Live. I don't repost them because I don't feel like they should be, since it's a subscription-based thing, so I don't repost the full things. But there is one YouTube channel that reposts like the 15 to 18-minute clip every day, so you can at least watch that if you want. And then on Friday, you can listen to Jeff Lewis Has Issues on any podcast, so... anyways,
did the boys come back after mom passed? Yes, but Jeff was already probably independent and on his own. And I don't know, maybe Greg was getting ready to go to college, but definitely Todd would have had to go back with dad.
Yeah. Oh, I think Sirius is doing a free listen.
They are.
Because I've seen that on Andy Cohen's thing.
Exactly.
A free trial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really good. I think you can I've got the Howard Stern one that's the most expensive, and I don't even listen to Stern anymore. I think you can get it for $5-ish, $6 a month.
And it's
worth
great.
it. There's so much on Sirius XM, but
There
Radio
is.
Andy is worth it alone.
Not only Jeff, but yes, Radio Andy, Reality Checked, Smith Sisters Live, but also one of the things I really like about Sirius is they have a comedy channel.
Yeah.
And you can listen to just comedians doing their shit.
And they are going to add on a lot of stuff on this digital channel, I feel like, in early 2023. Yeah. So that'll be really good. That's about all I have. I did love the story about Julie, his hype girl, the stylist, acting like the size 34 pants. I mean, I need someone like that in my life.
Somebody altered these pants.
I love that.
Ass is too square fat.
He was 196, and he's generally in the 193. I think 191 is about as low as I remember him being in a while.
Yeah.
But
191.
5 pounds is a lot because he's smaller. I mean, he's over 6 foot. So 5 pounds is.
191 is Jeff's depressed, anxious, anorexic weight. Jeff, healthy and happy, is 96 to 99.
But he's not happy with his weight at that.
Yeah, but he's not. But it's the same with me. I don't think you can really tell a difference of 5 pounds and not. But I mean, I get it. The numbers matter. The numbers matter.
Yes. I mean, he weighs himself up to 4 times a day, he said. So he's definitely into the numbers for sure. I love the idea that when Shane asked one time, do you take off your underwear, your whole clothes every time? And he's like, no. But can you imagine him at like 2:30? Let me see what I weigh. And he rips off all of his clothes.
I would.
And Aurora walks in.
He's just weighing himself again.
Do you think Aurora Azoila has ever seen him naked on accident or walked in on them having sex?
Of course.
Oh my God. That's the best visual I've had all day. That's the best visual I've had all day. Zoila walking in on them.
Or maybe not even I can't believe I'm talking about this. Not walking in on sex, but maybe like
masturbating.
Yeah.
Ooh, solo sex.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh. Why do we go there? Why do you do that, Kelly? You're so disgusting. You're so gross. Why do you got to get all personal like that? It's their own business.
You're an egg slut.
Ooh, we're going to eat there in January.
Did you hear Amy Phillips and Alyssa were talking about it?
I did. I DM'd her and I said, I sent her a picture of us eating there. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. Okay, well, let's wrap it up with music. We usually try to stick to, look at us doing good on time. We try to stick to about 30 minutes, but it usually goes to 37. If you're new, thank you for joining us, Chumpettes. And
Come back.
Come back, watch us every night, and tell us what you think. DM us. Listen to the replay on our YouTube channel or our Instagram or on Spotify.
And if we didn't answer your question in the comments, because there were a couple that went by, send us a DM. We know all things about Jeff Lewis. Oh, that sounded weird. Sorry. We know a lot about Jeff Lewis. I didn't mean it like that. Oops. Okay, music. We had All For You by Janet Jackson, but the remix was called Thunderpuss.
Oh, interesting. Like Thunder Shits?
Thunderpuss.
He likes that remix, doesn't he?
He does. And I'm a Slave For You by Britney, also a remix.
Oh, he likes that. So
who's on tomorrow?
Tomorrow is, what is tomorrow? Tuesday, Julie and Brandy. So we get a wet Tuesday.
I'm about a wet Tuesday.
Are Monica and George back together? We chatted about that at the beginning, about 3 to 4 minutes in. We're not sure. I think I'm going to DM Monica and ask her, though. She'll tell me.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I was chatting with her about her mom today.
Aw, Psalm Susie.
Psalm Susie. I posted a link. She sent me a link to the place that she works at in Napa Valley.
I saw. I want her Instagram. What's Psalm Susie's Instagram?
SOMMSUZY.
Shit.
And it's public, so it's open. She's a cutie patootie. She looks like a fun party girl.
Awesome.
And then Wednesday is Alyssa Donovan and Doug. Thursday is Allie Landry and Megan. Has Allie been on since June when we saw her at the Amazon launch party?
The last time she was on, she told the story about the dogs, and I did not like that, so it was after June. Her dog.
What was the story about dogs?
She got a dog that likes to be outside and runs, and so he breaks out of the backyard because she doesn't want to walk him more than 2 times a day.
Oh. And then Friday is Megan King and Megan.
Yep.
2 Megans, 2 different spellings.
There you go. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.